With the support of voters, public safety stakeholders, and lawmakers, the PSPRS Board of Trustees has changed how pension increases will be calculated for members of all PSPRS managed retirement plans. The most recent changes were approved by Arizona voters with the passage of Proposition 125 in November 2018. Prop 125, which impacts members of the elected officials' retirement plan and the corrections officer retirement plan, mirrors the changes passed by voters in 2016 with the passage of Proposition 124, which impacts first responders in PSPRS. Going forward, pension increases for Arizona public safety employees, elected officials and judges, and corrections officers whose benefits include a defined benefit pension will be based on a cost of living adjustment, also known as a COLA. Pension increases through COLAs are common for public pension plans. The COLA will be based on the inflation measuring Consumer Price Index for the Phoenix Mesa metropolitan area. This measure is published annually by the U.S. Department of Labor. Under the new law, annual increases for retirees of PSPRS managed plans will be capped at 2%. The COLA is already in place for PSPRS retirees. For EORP and CORP retirees, it will begin in July 2020. Propositions 124 and 125 do not make any other changes to state retirement benefit laws. The PSPRS Board of Trustees sought these cost of living increases for its members as a way to ensure that PSPRS returns to a healthy funding level, and to make sure that the benefits counted on by current and future public safety retirees will be available for generations to come. Previously, pension benefit increases were calculated using a mechanism known as the Permanent Benefit Increase, or PBI formula. Rather than being based on the cost of living, the PBI was instead based on the level of investment returns generated by PSPRS managed investments. This method of increasing pensions played a major role in reducing the funding levels of PSPRS, CORP, and EORP, particularly in the wake of the dot-com crash of the early 2000s and the housing market crash of 2008 and the Great Recession. One question you may have is whether pensions will increase more or less generously with the introduction of the COLA formula. The answer to this hypothetical question is difficult to ascertain because it's impossible to accurately predict the investment returns of PSPRS in future years. Here's what we can say for certain. With very rare exceptions, the U.S. Department of Labor recognizes an inflation increase every year. This makes it very likely that a COLA will be implemented each year for retirees. Last year, for example, the PBI formula resulted in no increase being granted to members of CORP and EORP. At the same time, the inflation-based COLA formula resulted in public safety PSPRS members receiving a 2% COLA increase to offset the more expensive cost of living in the state. The PSPRS Board of Trustees, as ever, stands committed to meeting the existing obligations to current and future members of PSPRS managed pensions, and to make sure that PSPRS contributions do not overwhelm our municipal partners or Arizona taxpayers. Your trustees believe that the introduction of the COLA will help keep PSPRS on the path to good financial health. PSPRS, serving those who serve others.